So I have a serious question for you guys. When was the last time you actually sat down in your garden with a drink in your hand and you just sat and relaxed? Let's get into it. Reason for the video today is I want to share a little bit of a story with you guys about actually sitting down in the garden and enjoying it for what it is, no matter what stage you're at, right? So as I'm sitting here today, I have got several projects that are just not finished. Summer house being one of them, which will be out very soon. My greenhouse isn't finished. My other side of the tropical style garden needs much attention. Top left hand corner of the borders, I haven't even started. Not to mention the front garden, right? But I want to share a little story with you today, and it's a little bit of a sad one. However, I've learned a lot from this particular story, and well, let's just get into it. Sorry, Em, I'm opening your bottle of wine. Needs must. So, not long after my apprenticeship, I met a couple when I was in the garden centre, and they were a really nice older couple, and they asked me if I wouldn't mind going and watering their garden while they went down to Cornwall. And of course I said, yeah, not a problem. And over the next couple of years, I did that year on year, where they'd go on holiday a couple of times a year, I'd go and water their greenhouse, and I actually got paid one of the biggest compliments ever in my eyes. Before the old chap passed away, he wasn't very well, and when they went on holiday, apparently he'd always worry about his plants. And the year leading up to that, the couple of times when he went away, he said to his wife Julie that he never worried about his plants once when he went away, because I was taking care of them, and I thought that was lovely. So once Brian had passed away, Julie came up, I remember it clear as the day, come up to the garden centre and asked me if I wouldn't mind giving her a hand in her garden. And I'll be honest, I didn't really want to do it, because as I did it through my apprenticeship, I found that people sort of took advantage of my kind nature, and as I'd go and help people mow the lawns, cut the hedges, I'd found that took advantage of quite a lot, and I'd ended up spending a lot of time on other people's gardens for not much reward for myself. So I didn't really want to do it, right? But something told me that this particular garden, and I'd got a relationship with Julie and Brian, who had then passed away. So I said, yeah, you know, if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, right? So then I began to start going gardening every week through the growing season for Julie, right? And I was there for about 6-7 years in the end. Me and Julie got on ever so well. I'd go on a Friday afternoon after work, and I'd spend 3 or 4 hours every Friday tending to her beautiful garden, right? And the reason for this story today and enjoying a glass of wine is she had several areas never finished. One was a pond, which we managed to get done together, and that was a really interesting story, where I remember emptying my dad's pond, and I took the fish one day and they were jumping out into my car, and yeah, it was it was eventful. But she had this one area called the gin and tonic area, right, which was no more than just hardcore, and that was hers and Brian's gin and tonic area. And what's sad about that is they never sat down with a gin and tonic on it, and they never sat down with a gin and tonic in the garden, because there's always too much to do. And I think the moral of the story here is, wherever you're at in your garden, whether it's finished or not, just appreciate how far you've come. Give yourself a pat on the back, because regardless of where you actually think you've come, you've probably come a long, long way. And have a bit of time to yourself, because where we are at the minute, with whatever you've got going on, when was the last time you sat in the garden, give yourself a 10-minute, 15-minute breather and enjoyed a glass of wine or a gin and tonic, as I know some of you guys like, or simply a cup of tea in the morning. Let me know down below if that's something you'll do. And if you don't do it, and if you can take something away from this video, is do it tonight. Whenever you're watching this video, make sure you go and sit down, buy yourself that bottle of wine or that Yorkshire tea bag, if that's what you're into, and just sit down and enjoy your garden, because you deserve it. I'll think of Julie while I'm having this, and we had some good times for the few years that we knew each other, right? So this one's to you, and until next time, I'll get back on the gardening, and I'll see you in the garden. You take care, guys.